Well, good morning, everyone. Let's just pick the cards and see what the cards have to say this morning. Oh my goodness. Grab my Lenormand deck, I think. Let's give them a good ruffle shuffle. And we'll just see what the cards are going to tell us today, what they're going to point to, what's going on. I want to give them a good shuffle here. I've already been shuffling these, but we'll shuffle them again a few more times. What are you going to tell us this morning? So, first thing out, it's about the Knight of Swords. So charging forward could be information, the life. Okay, it could also be someone that is just impetuous, an impetuous type of life, very quick moving, energy coming into it is about victory. Friends, a part of life, could be a victory. What's going on now? The Emperor. The direction. So this is about someone who is in charge or someone who is a mover, shaker type of a person, the direction. The challenge is what's rapidly moving. Being swept under the carpet or arguments. Sometimes the broom is about arguments. Potential outcome. This is being ruled by emotion, or could it be somebody that has their emotions under control when it comes to business? Outside influence, the New Cup. Sacrifices for business that have to be made along the way. Rapidly moving things, arguments, looking at the direction that perhaps one is going. Again, wanting a victory if you've got good friends and stuff. And mentally, things going rapidly. So let's see what the rest of the cards have to say. A painful happening with path going forward, mentally, physically painful. So maybe some confusion about a path going forward. The fly in the ointment, walking away, distancing emotionally, shutting down. The storylines. Maybe one is not looking at things realistically, okay? So they're in the fantasy motion of storylines. Okay, higher aspects of health. Again, this is my card for Trump, but in a regular reading, it is looking at higher things, higher awareness when it comes to watching your health. So where things are moving to, what you're in motion about when it comes to what's being birthed in your life, the things happening in America, conversations about how to move forward to something better. You know, all this stuff we're dealing with on a daily basis. Okay. You know, again, we're still dealing with the stuff with Trump and the lovers, the Epstein stuff that's ongoing, the abuse of women, the abuse of young children. Again, the things they're still trying to get away with, okay, when it comes to Epstein stuff. Where things are moving, when it comes to Republican Party, or just, you know, the foundation of families, generational things happening. The dark history that we're still trying to navigate now. Looking at how long this has been going on. You know, these types of abuses and things have been going on for centuries. It's all coming out now. The White House, the wheel is turning, okay? The wheel is turning on that. So this reading seems to be a bit of a combination of people in general, and then what we're going through, what we're dealing with, how to get through it all. So it's turning your back. You know, the swords are coming out. The truth is coming out, and the truth can be harsh. The message about concrete mindsets, being ruled by the mind or being in control of the mind. There is a future coming together and a future agreement. And anchoring in more of this mental pulling back, okay? Pulling back mentally. So pulling back mentally from some of this stuff. In retreat, just I've had enough. So anchoring in a time where rather being full board mentally, one is then again pulling back a bit, anchoring in that more quietude. We're still dealing with all these things up in the air, the law and the wisdom and the knowledge going forward to still uncover the things that are up in the air. What's being eaten away are the things that have been hidden, so more is coming out. And once it comes out, then it can be changed. There, those that are facing loss when it comes to the Epstein stuff, the pedophile network. The pedophile network, things are being eaten away. They are facing loss going forward. Okay? It's very explosive. We have, again, Magatonians that are waking up. Okay, with the things that are going on now, whether it's the Epstein stuff or the Iran war, they are starting to get explosive, waking up. We're looking at the heart of it, of what's being held back, okay? What they're in greed about, what they don't want to release, whether it's funds, whether they're absconding with money, again, or medical things, or just not releasing all of the evidence, all of those things at the heart of it that are being withheld. Okay, so these are the actions in hand and the people that you are engaging with. The marriage. So be aware of who you are in alignment with. What's being built is coming to deeper knowledge, the hidden things, okay? Hidden things, more extensive knowledge. The key to things is the Hermit. Again, taking time. This is investigation or sitting with things. This is the path forward if you were on a spiritual path too. To do the time out, to do the reflection, to look at things deeper. And that's the key. The key, you want to end some things in your life which have been, keeping the mind engaged, not in a beneficial way, but in a negative way. It takes stopping, sitting with things, reflecting on it, and getting to the heart of it, the Hermit. Sometimes also the key is just to take some time out when this becomes too much. Again, rapidly going the mind, if you want a victory, with good friends, okay? So spend time with good friends, etc. Build yourself a good network. There is short-term success when it comes to the things that we have in hand. When it comes to money or an abundance of things, the Knight, we are in motion. In motion when it comes to these types of things. We have to continue to go forward, full bore. We are struggling with this anti-Christian Christianity, okay? This Antichrist, like I said, the Antichrist is a movement. It is these fake Christians, these evangelicals, the evil angel church, I call it. They are taking and twisting the words of Christ. In fact, they've said, when one evangelical evil angel preacher was talking about the Sermon on the Mount, they go, we don't want this liberal crap. So actively going against the teachings of Christ, yet saying they're doing it under the religiosity, the Christianity, when it has nothing to do with Christianity. Again, they have that craftiness, but they're outside the church, outside of spirituality in this craftiness, left wanting. They are facing loss with that. They may have temporary things. We have this again, this full-on abuse still taking place, being looked at when it comes to Epstein stuff and the survivors that are talking about the abuse that they faced. And again, deaths, sacrifices, other things that are still yet to come out, more on that front. People that have been sacrificed. Now, there was one girl that had spoken about it and wound up, they found her with her head blown off. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, that happened. We have more of this dark, seeing through the dark to the truth of things when it comes to the White House. Okay, when it comes to Trump, it comes to the White House. Standing guard. Okay, when it comes to endings and resurrections, we're battle weary, but we're still standing guard, continuing forward. We're looking at the cups that he's presenting, what he's trying to feed people from deception. We're still dealing with that. Their messages that they bring out which are deceptive, especially lying Carolyn Levitt, out there. We're looking at blossoming, what's coming in for the long term, okay? The government, the desires, what do we want for government? Okay? We have to decide what we want, what we don't want, and then push going forward, because it's up to us. Light on new actions. We are going forward, okay? Gaining strength, control, protection, okay? We are gaining strength. He is being overturned, and he's on his way out, okay? It's coming day by day. Documents, more information about Epstein, about the other things. The lid is off on that. We still want to get to the bottom of it. Feeling pushed to the edge because of this divergent path that they've been doing. The dark mindset, choices made in life, okay? The fool's journey. What's being presented is the cross to bear, the difficulty that we're going through now. And we take it a day at a time. The crushing wheel. Okay, messages, informational messages, and the mindset. Know that that crushing wheel, the karmic wheel, is in place. Message about action, about what's under the surface. About the ones that have been protected, the wealthy, that have been protected, that they ongoing keep trying to protect. The 40 something names of those that are also involved in this pedophile network that have been protected. We're going to cut through to the truth. They keep trying to cut the truth, but we will, again, harvest. We're going to cut through to get to the truth, the Queen of Swords, when it comes to them trying to protect the wealthy. We're waking up to justice, okay? Waking up. So things are going to change. We are going to change it. We just have to keep pushing forward. The clock is ticking when it comes to these messages coming out, something concrete. We're looking at, again, what they're trying to slow walk, what they're trying to protect, what they're trying to block. Okay? The shell they've tried to create around this. The community is figuring out the next action. We're going to keep pushing forward. The things done by the dark of night has got them mentally restricted. Okay? We're looking at the doorway open for massive changes. Also, their manipulation, the doorway of manipulation that's been taking place. Promises are happening now for the world. Okay? The world promises. We are going forward. We are looking at things, breaking through, moving forward. We want to end these obstructions. It could be also those that have been killed in the light of obstructions. I think more is going to come out, like Epstein was, found magically committed suicide in a suicide prevention type of a jail cell. Okay? So more about the obstructions, the murders that have taken place to keep these things quiet, such as the girl who had her head blown off, okay? Ones that have had accidents, like Ivanka that magically fell downstairs that she never used, okay? Okay, so the obstructions, the deaths, hard-won lessons in life, the struggle that we have now, the burden. These are pearls of great price. We're going to learn from this. We're going to make massive, massive changes, but they come out of difficulties, okay? The toxic things they've been working on. Okay, we see what they've worked on behind the scenes. It's toxic again. It's being revealed, being uncovered. Things with the women, the Epstein stuff is moving forward. It is in motion. And what's being juggled, we continue to look for help. Looking, to the higher awareness, looking for aid as we go forward. And let's see what we have under the surface with this. New information, judgment. When it comes to the Epstein files, tempering things, when it comes to his actions, when it comes to being ruled by the actions, something new, concrete about the harvest, not liking the harvest, a tower moment, more arguments, more struggle, moving forward. When it comes to control, pondering what's coming, sharing, handing out, okay? Looking at the nightmare, but the light is shining on it. So again, it's about more things being revealed that they've tried to conceal. The more that gets revealed, the more that gets uncovered of this darkness, the more it can no longer hide in the shadows and it can be addressed. And so the more light that comes in, the more these cockroaches are getting in fear mode, okay? They've tried to put people in fear mode, but that wheel is turning. If you're going to be in the dark, you cannot stand the light. The last thing they want is things to be illuminated because they work in the shadows, they work in the dark. And what happens when you get light in the dark? Things are seen, okay? Things are seen, and it doesn't take much light to begin to see. The darkness can never occlude the light, and the light reveals the darkness, what's been done in the dark. So the more that we reveal what's been done in the dark, the more we can go in and change things and move forward to something better. But you can't change it if you can't see it. So now we are in the midst of revelation, things being revealed. Just how much the dark is trying to, trying to take charge, but they're losing at every turn. They're losing at every turn. They continue to lose. So on that note, I will leave that here. Again, it's saying, going forward, gather your friends, have a good community. If you are in a place that's not good community, okay, then move it. Then you need to change who you're surrounding yourself with, okay? If you are, being pushed in a way that is not beneficial, then you need to get out of that situation and change your life. So important, okay? Don't stay with someone that's abusive. Don't stay with so-called friends that are into negative things and they're trying to drag you into that negativity, that space of shadow and dark. Again, then it's time to move and put yourself in a better place with a better surrounding of a community that can uplift and move forward in positivity. So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll see you online.